introduce yourself and tell us what your role is
Sure.
with the event?
Well, my name is Norbert Meier, and I'm the events director for the Alberta World Cup Cross Country Society. I'm the event chair for the FIS 2020 season finale World Cup races coming here to Canmore, March 20, 21, and 22, so 9 days from now.
Okay. And how does the funding for events work in North America where the TV rights are different? So how does this get paid for?
Well, it gets paid for, when you think of a pie chart, there are basically three parts, maybe three and a half. Clearly, we depend a lot on government support, both from a provincial government perspective and a federal government perspective. And then we try and generate as many sponsorship dollars as we possibly can. So there's a big entrepreneurial component to that too.
Yeah.
And then the fourth part is television revenue, where we have revenue provided to us from Infront, the international signal distributor, and domestic TV rights as well. So that's where the revenue comes from. And this is now a $1.6 million event. And we've been the beneficiaries of very generous support from the province and the federal government. This process starts about 3 years out, so it's a long lead time. The sponsorship environment, of course, has been challenging, but we've been very happy with the level of support we've been able to obtain there. And the television revenue, it's a contractual amount, so that's really a fixed amount.
Okay, and in Europe, hosting a World Cup can be a profitable endeavor. How easy is it to break even in North America?
Well, it's challenging because one of the things we believe in is that we want the threshold to entry to a World Cup to be as easy as possible. So we don't ticket the event, we don't sell tickets, it's free entry. The other venues in Europe particularly, they sell tickets for sometimes very pricey amounts. They also make quite a bit of money from food and beverage sales, and we also believe that that is something that we want to have people have a great time here, so we want to make those things accessible and easy to obtain too. So some of the revenue sources on the venue that the European sites have, we simply don't have or want to have. It's always a challenge. The business model for hosting World Cups, especially in North America, is a challenging one. And that's mainly on the sponsor side, where some of the European sponsors have difficulty imagining how the presence in North America could translate to increased sales in Europe for them. And the North American sponsors, quite often, they're not interested in a European television audience. And so we're trying to find our way through that world. It's always challenging. Our target always is to break even on the event.
Okay, and a lot of people come here, athletes come here. How much money gets spent and what's the benefit to the community?
Well, we've been measuring the economic impact of our events since 2012. And so we have a track record of, including para-Nordic events, 3 World Cups where we've measured the economic impact. In 2016, when we hosted 4 races of the Ski Tour Canada, we determined that the economic impact in Canmore of that 1-week event was $6.8 million. A further $1 million, so 7.8 for the province, and another $500,000 or so on a federal basis when you factor in GST. So, for a 1-week event to put roughly $7 million into the local economy, to us that's significant, and that's of course hotel revenue, restaurant revenue, not just the teams but spectators as well. We get international spectators and a lot of North American spectators. We know they're coming here to enjoy not just the race but the region too. They'll stay a little bit, so that's where the economic benefit is to the community.
Okay, and what else is happening here other than 3 days of ski racing?
Well, we have quite a lot going on, and some is already in place and some will be in place next week. We're partnered with the town of Canmore, and this began with Canmore's Winter Festival. That there's a trail that connects downtown Canmore and the Nordics Center. It's called the Legacy Trail. And there's an art walk. 6 art installations were unveiled at the end of February there. And that's available all the time throughout this 5-week time period. We also have an event called Night Sky Village, which is being organized by one of the local ski clubs, where it's a family camping opportunity on Friday night and Saturday night during our event. We have opening ceremonies, of course, downtown Canmore Thursday night. We've partnered with Chandra Crawford's Fast and Female Foundation to have a champ chat for up to 100 girls on Saturday afternoon. So there's a lot going on. The opening ceremonies will include dancers from the Morley, Stony Nakota schools, and also Canmore's Poet Laureate, Tim Murphy, will be given a spoken piece. So there's a lot going on.
Excellent. And worldwide, we've got a lot going on right now with coronavirus and a fair amount of panic and a fair amount of legitimate worry. And people are concerned about whether this event can go ahead. What's the position on that today?
Well, today being the operative word, because this is changing not just daily but sometimes by the hour. So the position at this moment is that our event is proceeding 100%. We are working very hard to put every operational element in place so that our event succeeds next week. Our team is working hard on every front, both on the volunteer side of things, the venue side, the snow side, the television support side, the wax cabins. This is all coming into place, and if we were doing this 3 days from now, you would see wax cabins, the additional ones installed. You'd see a television truck and so on. So we are planning 100% to host this event next week. Coronavirus, of course, has created a level of uncertainty about the hosting of events in general, not limited to sports events. We've been in touch with Alberta Health Services, the Chief Medical Office. We've been in touch with the International Ski Federation, with the Canadian Snow Sport Association, with Nordic Canada. We're consulting with every stakeholder and partner who can help us navigate through clearly some challenging times. Every day our team is meeting to discuss what we learned today. This is the late afternoon meeting, so we sit down and say, what did we find out today, and how do we apply it tomorrow, so that tomorrow we're making the best decisions for the sport. And nobody wants to be involved with an event that is not handled well. We want to assist in the containment of the coronavirus, of course. We also want to hold this event. We're at a fabulous venue. It's an outdoor event. We have the ability to manage the way people watch the event. So we're trying to stay on top of all the developments. We very much understand the kind of guidelines that the public health authorities have been issuing and the Ski Federation have issued, and we're applying those. We have members of our team going out and purchasing additional supplies and tools and things like hand sanitizer and so on. But more importantly, it's how to integrate all these things into the whole event, both for the teams, the volunteers, and the spectators. So it's a day-to-day ongoing watch of what's new, what do we do, what's the right decision today in terms of putting this event on. And as I said, we're in constant contact with the Public Health Authority, and we take our guidance from them.
Excellent. Thank you.